意思。这没有什么 code 可以用啊。哦，好，等我一下，他在催了，他在催了。啊，等我打
Hello
字。
there, and good morning.
我
So,
不想，我不想面
for
对。
starters, what map would you say you struggle on the most? I don't worry about it, it's fine.
Hi.
Hello. It is nice to meet the one and only jellyfish.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so for starters, what map would you say you struggle with the most? Do you struggle on theater or factory?
Um, actually, I'm not sure. Maybe both.
Kind of depends on the day.
Maybe it's the tree. Um, um, should I be a host or?
Oh yeah, be host because if we decide to teach you as monster, it would be best for you to be host.
Oh, alright, right. Right, mighty you.
Nice. Invitation accepted. So I was watching your gameplay earlier as Survivor, and I'll immediately point out one thing. The reason why you struggle with monsters with no escape is because you're very reliant on those escape points. So like you're very reliant on the grab handles, the swings, and the doors. I was watching. There was a specific moment where I noticed this extensively, where you're going against a Boxeon theater, and you're in the basement. You went to go close for the door, and monster activates the sabotage, which then gets you killed. So, what you could have done there, because I noticed what you did, is you tried to, and I'm only assuming this, you tried to dodge the hook, make him waste, and then run to the red vent, which is good, but you were so close to the red vent, in my opinion, that you could have just simply ran up. So what I like to do, and this is only what I do against people I know to play against, is in that kind of situation, when the no escape is active, you want to try loops, and I mean like anywhere. If you could find a loop during that sabotage, you'll survive no problem. Um, Especially on theater, there are so many different kinds of loops on theater where you can easily escape the monster when the sabotage has been activated. And I can show you those spots. One of them is very easy actually, so we'll start with that one.
Alright, thank you.
No problem. So do you wanna start off as the survivor or as the monster is the question here?
Maybe survivor first.
Survivor first? Okay. So I'll queue in for monster then. Make sure to DQ so that the game doesn't select you.
Uh, it's a public server. I'm not sure. Anyone wanna join?
I'll see. Okay. Well, I can. What I can do.
Ah.
Yeah, ready up, because I can just show you the spots first, and then we can. I would like to see you use it against like other monsters, basically. If that makes sense. Like, yeah, I'll DQ so that this guy might get it. So, this is one particular area where it's very useful to escape during the sabotage. And it's where the trophy area is on the right-hand side of Survivor Spawn. That area is very, very effective against no escape because it's basically a whole circle. The only thing you just have to be aware of are like mommies and boxies jumping through those duckdown spots. However, the not hard to counter. Your best bet is to basically think like the monster. That's what I do when I'm in that kind of situation. Is like, okay, if their sabotage is active, what would they do if I did this kind of situation, right? Like that's how I catch like all my friends off guard a lot when I'm monster, is because I know my friends are sometimes reliant on the doors and the grab handles, and I'll immediately remove all sources of escape from them basically at that very moment when I know what they're going to be doing. So it's basically, as both survivor and monster, you want to try your best to basically be in the mind of the opposition. So like if you're a survivor, you want to try thinking like the monster. So okay, I'll show you a really good spot to go against no escape.
Alright.
So let's just say you're up here, okay? And you see the monster. You don't want to immediately go down here and use this door. You don't want to do that because the possibility could be no escape and that'll get you killed. Your best bet is to actually run over here. And if the monster decides to chase you and they have no escape active, just loop around basically the whole area and try to avoid the monster. If the monster tries to jump or grapple through, you'll see them using the third person, of course. I know you play in third person, so that's not going to be a problem.
Alright.
It's like the monster's coming towards me, and you just want to keep them busy, basically, just like this.
Alright. I'm afraid they whip you.
Also, this is a really good spot, is that if you're kind of in the middle, just hug that wall. If you're only if you're unsure of where the monster's gonna be. And this whole loop can last forever. So you can do this for 40 seconds straight to make sure the sabotage has ended, and therefore you can make the escape. Right, like see, the monster has still yet to catch us. Now, this is a very inexperienced mommy player, I can tell. But that's fine. If this mommy was trying to grapple through vents, it's the same thing. The grapples are not fast enough to catch you off guard, so you can still do the same thing to loop the monster. Another really good spot. This spot's risky, but I only do this like for last resort. Is that let's just say let's just say you're running away from the monster from the stage, right? Like you come through here, right? The monster's chasing you. You can't close the door because the sabotage is active. I basically would immediately try to jump over here and then again use this spot. Or if you're trying to get to a different location, immediately go to the basement and take this vent. And this spot's really hard, but you can still loop the monster through this vent. And if you want to, even try to make the escape point through the red vent to the kitchen area.
Actually very hard, if they
it's hard, but eventually it's basically coming down to thinking on how the monster's gonna play it. Because the monster can still kill you, but like only if the monster is just like knows what they're doing. But even when they're knowing what they're doing, it's still hard because if you go straight for the kill, right? That's when the survivor can just simply run and go straight into the other vent. So it's basically just basically reading out the play. You're reading out the play when you're trying to loot the monster during no escape, and you're basically resorting time when the sabotage is active. So you're basically just using cover until the sabotage has ended, and you can make the easy escape. That's basically what you're doing. It takes time to get used to because, you know, again, both the monster and the survivor are trying to think what you're gonna do, right?
Yeah.
Right. But the main problem is that it's too straightforward, right? Like people think a little bit too complicated with it. They think that like, the monster's gonna be like super fast, or whatever, and they'll start to panic. And that's when you'll mess up your loot, is because of that. You just want to keep it calm. So if you're unsure, what I like to do in this area is that if you're unsure where the monster's going to go and the monster's kind of like directly ahead of you, hug this corner. If the monster goes right, you can do the left. If the monster goes left, you can do right. Because you have like 2 other escape points, which you can still use as loops. Right? You can still do the same thing on every wall, right? If they're stuck on right in front of you, hug this wall, and same thing is over here, right? So because you can use third person to see where they're going.
Oh.
So it's very, very effective, especially against Huggies. Though Huggies do have the possibility to still sprint you, but I've gone against so many Huggies in this area that it doesn't really matter. As long as you like have the feeling that they're going to sprint you, then you're fine, because you can immediately just take that play and go to a escape point. But yeah, what I noticed you did earlier was over here when you were going against Boxy. Boxy was chasing you. You resorted to this door.
Yeah.
And the sabotage was active, and that's what basically got you killed. Then you ran up here, tried to dodge his hook, and then this is where you died. I'm gonna say it off the bat. When you hit here to dodge him, you died because you're also 60% of your health, which only requires 6 hits from Box. So when you went here, you died. So what you should have done is that when you were right here, you could have rolled to the vent and immediately gone for the escape. Now I know the sabotage was active, but this is what I do a lot. When the sabotage is active, I run immediately for the stairs. Basically jump over the railing when the monster comes up, and now you just use the vent again. And then you keep using this process until the sabotage is active, basically. So when you run down the vent, you can do 3 things. You can hug the corner and then reuse the vent. But that's dependent on the monster's play, because, you know, professionals would not fall for that. So like here's mommy's coming up here. So I'm gonna do the stairs thing. Once it comes up, simply just jump through. And easy escape.
What?
So that's what you do when the no escape is active. And then yeah, and again, once you reach the bottom and the monster's still chasing you, you can still hug the corner. But I wouldn't recommend doing this. I really wouldn't, especially against like professional players. They would know what you're doing. What your best bet would be is to immediately run to this vent and again use it as a loop. Only if the sabotage is still active. If it's not active, then just immediately take the grab handle and go for the escape. That'll be your best bet. What other really good loops are there? Oh, I know another one. This is one of my favorites. I don't worry about it. This mommy player is not that.
Alright.
This is another really good loop I like to. This loop is very iffy though, because the monster can get through here.
I know.
The monster can go through there, so it's a little iffy, but let's just say the monster's clueless or you play it right. You can indeed use this whole thing as a loop. It's basically right around the rosy. This whole spot's right around the rosy if the monster doesn't use this spot. Huggy can jump on here though, and Huggy can hit you from across.
Yeah,
So
it's
make sure to like use the box as cover or stay decently away from the boxes so like Huggy doesn't like simply jump over and kill you. But like against boxes and mommies, you don't gotta worry about that because by the time they leap over or grapple over, you can again just go to cover.
but
Right, it isn't another.
But I think Bossy can easily jump through the box.
Yeah, but then here's the thing that if let's just say he does that, right? He jumps through it. You can still just go back to the vent because he's most likely to over jump it, right? Boxy jump is not really precise, so like he's gonna jump through, end up here. You could still just run back to the vent, and he'll have to do the same process, or just go through this ladder. Like you just jump through, take the ladder, and then again take the loop, or just take this and then take the grab handle, and that's easy escape. That's only if the sabotage is not active. So you'd basically want to use that loop until the sabotage has been deactivated, and then take this, and then take the easy escape. Oh, I messed that up.
Alright, it's tricky.
But another thing I like to do, and this is just my personal preference. Monster's gonna ignore me. Now, I would not recommend doing this if the monster does indeed have that sabotage. So let's say the monster's chasing you, and the monster's right here, right? And the monster knows not to go to the vent because there's a door here. I like to cap this spot. If the monster doesn't have the sabotage in any degree, like if it's not equipped or it's still refreshing, this spot's really good. Because the monster, if the monster goes to the vent, you can just close the door and run. If the monster goes around, again, you can close the door and run. So this spot just basically guarantees you an escape, but only if the sabotage is not active or not equipped. Yeah, which is what got you killed. Like I like what you did wasn't bad. It's just like the sabotage was activated right at the same time because the monster predicted what you were doing.
Yeah.
And that's what got you killed. You can also use this as a loop if you wanted to, but kind of iffy. Like, it's really iffy, so I'd only recommend it just to delay time, not to survive. Like, if you're trying to delay time for your fellow survivors to get puzzles done or escape, then I'd recommend using it, but don't ever, like, actually physically do it. Another okay-ish spot would probably be somewhere down here, but again, that's really iffy because of Boxy's jumps. Like somewhere around here. You could use this in the loop because again, you have that that third-person view, so you can kind of like see what the monster's doing and then judge accordingly. But this is also a very iffy loop. It's not the best, but you can still use it to your advantage. So basically, if you can make a loop, use it, right? Because every loop is going to give you some advantage over no escape. But primarily, the best loop would definitely be the trophy area. That's definitely the best area to counter no escape. Every other area can still be used well, but they're more finicky because of the distance and the way they're set up. The reason why trophy is so effective is because there are 3 duck down spots and then plus the walls beside those duck down spots, so you basically have cover and loops. This is also a good spot. Your friend Wackety was using this spot against me in the tournament. This spot is very effective against all monsters. Only monster that would not be too effective against is Boxy, but Boxy still has a hard time doing it. The only reason why Boxy would be good is if the survivor screws up and goes right through this area, and then you just nail them while you're in that area. You can also use that loop. Oh yeah, you can also use that loop over at the train, at the very front spot of the train. You're using it earlier in one of your videos against a mommy, I noticed. That spot's really good against any monster, but except for Boxy. Boxy, if you like, you can still use it against Boxies, but there are the possibility of a Boxy knowing what you're doing and predicting your movement and getting you killed. I had a friend make that mistake once. I was chasing him as Boxy, and he did not take the right route, but I read what he was doing, and therefore allowed me to get the kill off with him. I simply just jumped over the stairs, and he died for that. So, and that again comes down to reading what the monster's doing, and reading what the survivor is doing. Let's get on train because there's only a couple seconds left here.
Alright.
But yeah, so all those loops give you a really good advantage on how to go against no escape. But yeah, in the front area there where you see where the train area is, your best bet of looping a monster there is basically making sure you're always on the lower end of the stairs, like where the tunnels are. That's your best bet to do the loop. If you go on top or around, monster has every opportunity to get you killed. You'd only want to go above if you have to. So let's just say Boxy jumps through the tunnel, then take that resort of jumping onto the stairs and jumping over the railing. Similar to like where you had that loop vent I mentioned earlier, goes down to the basement. That it's basically exactly the same. Take the stairs if necessary, and then jump over the railing once the monster goes up. However, if you're going to get to mommy, it's risky because the webs will prevent you from jumping. Plus, also rolling. So try your best to basically duke out the webs. Like if you have that feeling gonna shoot the webs, make sure to always keep moving. Never run straight and never run predictable. Otherwise the webs will get you and you're dead.
That's kind of wrong.
It's tough, but as long as you only get like 1 or 2 webs, you should be able to still escape. If you get like 3 or more, you're dead. So here, okay, this is gonna be a really good area though, of what not to do. I made a mistake a couple times and learned it the hard way. If you're going against a monster with no escape and you resort to this vent and going out of the door, you're just dead. Like there's nowhere to go. You're just dead if you do that. You're like, perfect example. So, yeah, I was going against a friend that was playing mommy. I went through this vent to escape, and that was the worst decision of your life. Because if you're trying to get to this door, to that vent, you're dead. Especially when this sabotage is active. Your best bet, so if you come down here really quick, I'll show you a really good area to prevent sabotage, is right down here. This whole area is a looping paradise. Right? Because the monster doesn't have many areas to catch up with you, but a survivor has a lot of areas to escape. If the monster commits to the loop and tries to go after you, you can simply just run up and basically go anywhere. You basically can just go anywhere and escape. That's why this loop is so effective, because it's such a huge area to cover, and this area takes up a decent amount of time of the monster. So basically what you want to do is use your third person to see around where the monster's going. And if you can spot where the monster's going, you just take the route where you believe would prevent the monster from chasing you. That's when you can make your escape. It's a very good spot. The only time where it's kind of debatable of it being a good spot is the Boxy jumping through and mommy grappling, but again, that's if they commit. If they commit, the survivor still has many other ways to escape, even with the grapple and jump. Like it's not that hard. It just takes a bit of like movement practice, but that's about it. Another good area to escape when the sabotage is activated. So let's just say you took this route and the door was deactivated. You couldn't use it. Your best bet is to jump onto here to this vent.
Yeah, I know.
That's- Well, then you're very well familiar. That spot's a really good spot. These can be used pretty good against loops, but they're kind of iffy because I'm pretty sure the monster can hit you through these. I think. I imagine hit someone through it before, so I'm only going to be assuming that. This is another pretty good loop spot against no escape. You know, just use this corner and just make sure you see the monster and you see him coming around, you use the opposite side. Yeah, Huggy just dropped him by accident.
Oh, someone. Alright.
Yeah, it's like you can see around and just. Yeah, just like this. So doing exactly this would prevent the monster from getting a kill off of you while this autopsy is activated. Especially against Huggies. This is very effective against Huggies.
What?
See, he can't do anything because see, if he crawls, we escape. Like, there's literally nothing he can do. Like, he does have that reach, so gotta be wary of that. Yeah, like, he can't do anything.
Oh.
And that's why this spot's so effective. Like, Huggy just can't do anything. Duking Huggy's the easiest because Huggy doesn't have anything to counter. Like, Boxy can jump through, Mommy can grapple. Huggy can't do anything.
Yeah,
The only thing he can really do is have that reach and rely on that. That's the only way he's gonna be able to kill us is by just getting slight hits off. That's the only way he's gonna get a kill. You can even use this whole wall as a loop, right? Let's just say you. Oh, monster's behind.
Fuck, my mouse. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's a glitch. No, wait.
This monster's not happy with me. Hold on. There we go.
Alright.
This guy's not happy with me. Where did he go? Oh, he's right there. You see, like, look, he committed and he can't get you because of that. So that spot is very, very effective against Huggy.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing that's interesting. If you rely on where the conveyor belts are, like where the red duck duck spots are in the middle of the map, Huggy can actually counter this because there are 2 boxes and there's a couple of pillars too where Huggy can physically jump on top of them.
Oh yeah, I know.
And walk across the belt. So you can't really use him as a loop per se because of that. But you can still use him as an escape route. Yeah, see this Huggy is not that Another really good spot, and you probably know this one already. And I'll show you it regardless.
You mean around? Right.
the walk around, yeah, like the spot like right on top of here.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, that spot is like guaranteed escape against Huggy. If even actually really any monster, if any monster has no escape, that spot, use it. It's basically a guaranteed escape.
Right.
This spot here that we're in right now, I would not use it as a loop against Huggy, primarily because Huggy can't actually get over.
Oh,
So there are like these 2 boxes he can jump over. and physically walk on top of the belts, which means that these spots are useless. He can just walk right on top of us. So, like, he doesn't know that. So against an inexperienced monster, yes, this is effective, but with Boxy, Mommy, you can just jump over, and Huggy also can just jump over by using these boxes. He can also jump over at, where is that? I think it was right over here. Yeah, Huggy can jump on this little ledge, which would allow him to also... Yeah.
Alright, that's okay, that's okay.
He did not like me at all. He was watching my ass the whole time. That's right. But yeah.
Don't worry.
And you can also use, there's another loop I guess you can use, but a lot of people mess up, so it's kind of just dependent on how you play upon it. There's like a vent that has 4 sides to it. It's okay, but it's so close together that basically if the monster's inside of it, you're dead. Because well, it's not really the monster's fault, it's just Survivor tends to run into it. Is what happens. Like, I gotta show you the spot here. This spot's okay for looping, but just kind of just have to read where the monster's going. That's basically what you have to do. Yeah, he doesn't like me. He's just chasing me. He ignores everyone else. He's ignoring everyone else. Now, that's a perfect example of how to escape that situation. There is a little ledge right beside the stairs. You can use that to escape. I'll show you where it is. It's not the perfect escape, but you can improvise it, and that's why it's pretty good. You can otherwise use it to hide, or otherwise use it to escape. It depends on the situation. Another thing I'd recommend, and this is probably self-explanatory, if you know the monster's running with no escape, always keep your distance from the monster.
Alright.
Oh, this random mage is gonna be killed because he closed the door in front of my face. Yeah, this Huggy does not like me in the slightest.
He keeps chasing you, what?
He's ignoring everyone else. He only cares about me. See, this Huggy is not, he's right on the sprint.
Alright, see.
There, okay, now you can't kill me. But yeah, another good spot to, what's the way I can use escape? Oh, there's a spot, here, hold on, let's see if I can get to it without this guy killing me, because he's always up my butt. Hold on. If we go to the main area, and there's a toy deposit, I know that. There's a really good loop over there, hold on. I see, you're, just on top of you on the bridge.
Wait, what? Oh, right,
Right, yeah.
I see. Ah, fuck. No, I feel.
This Huggy, oh, this Huggy does not like me in the slightest, oh my word. Where am I healing? Okay, I'm healing them. So there's a toy deposit here. I'm trying to look. Where zone 6 is. That's what. So follow me. I'll show you a really good loop. A friend of mine discovered this loop, and it's super effective. Only problem that this is kind of reliant on, yeah, this. So, what my friend likes to do here is that he likes to take this vent, which also can be used like, you know, as again, like, oh, is the monster gonna come up or not? And therefore you can use this whole area to determine where you want to go when the monster's chasing you. Now you can improvise with this. You can run down. You could loop around. But what this loop is really good for is primarily this handle here. Only problem that, again, it's reliant on the sabotage, but you can still improvise with this loop. But when the sabotage is not active, this loop is really good because you can loop all the way around and then use the grab handle to speed up the process. So like just grab handle and then take vent immediately. And then this whole thing becomes one massive loop. And if the sabotage is active, you just simply can just improvise with it, right? And basically make your own escape route. I like to jump over this railing and head straight for where the garbages are and jump through the vent. That's what I like to do. Yeah, see, this Huggy just does not like anybody at the moment.
Wait.
This Huggy's probably gonna sprint him. Nope, okay, interesting. You can even use the train glitches for loops. So one of my favorites would be this one down here. I'm pretty sure you're already aware of this. So you can see Huggy's chasing me, and then I'm already in the loop now. I'm already in the loop. So if he commits, I'm just gonna simply just jump.
Yeah, I know that.
And I can just keep using this as one massive loop. This is effective against literally any monster, especially Huggy, because he doesn't have that speed. He's got that range though, but like he doesn't have the speed, so you basically just have to like jump away before you. And there we go. In this situation, take train.
Oh. Ah! No!
You gotta take the train loop.
What happened to my B-hop? Oh, right.
He's on my ass because he does not like me in the slightest. And he hits me to the vent. That's alright.
Oh, right. I'm gonna get on the train.
So that's when Huggy does become dangerous, is because of that attack range. And that's why I also mentioned always keep your distance, because if you don't, that's what happens. You just die. So I basically showed the primary example of what to not do.
Alright, I see.
So those are all the really effective spots for loops. There are many more, but like, you know, they're basically all around the map. If you can make a loop, it's a loop. Like, it's kind of that simple. There is one loop I would never use because I thought it was a loop once and it's not. The loop you should never use is the one at it's where the puzzle is. There's a puzzle at the top right. There's a puzzle at the very, very, very top right where the survivor spawn is. Never use that. That is not a loop. You will die. You will die immediately. It's not a good spot.
Can you show me? Can you show me where is it?
Yeah, I can show you. So over here. This spot here. So I tried using this as a loop once. No, you die. You just die. If you can make it work, then congrats, but I can never get it to work. Every time I've used it, you just die. And I'm pretty sure the reason why is because it's such a huge span of area. Like, by the time you get here, Huggy will have a sprint and just sprint you and kill.
Oh, right.
That's probably why it's so ineffective. Especially with Mommy and Boxy. Like, Boxy can simply just jump right through and be in front, and same thing with Mommy. So that's why this loop is very ineffective. So I would never ever resort to this. If you're gonna try to get out of this area, immediately run to the vent that's over here, or immediately head over to this area.
Oh, where are you?
It's with the grab. Oh, hold on. I'm not seeing your name for some reason. Oh, there
Oh,
you go.
right, I see.
You gotta fix that. I don't know why you can't see names. Immediately resort to this, and you can again jump down here and easy access to trophy room, and then this is basically where you would escape. Right, you take the loop I mentioned earlier, wait for sabotage, and easy escape.
Yeah.
If you also want a massive boost, which I'm pretty sure you might already know this, right?
Yeah.
It goes to grab him. I like to combo it sometimes when I'm being chased. So I'll like grab the handle, B-hop, grab the handle here, and then immediately go for the door. That's what I like to do a lot. It gives you a guaranteed escape.
Oh.
But that's again if the sabotage is not active. Okay, it's a friendly monster. We don't gotta worry about them interrupting.
Yeah. Alright, see.
Also, a good way to improve the B-hop, and this is not just like a skill say, it's more of a mechanical thing. Having a frictionless scroll wheel. So, I'm pretty sure you use a scroll wheel to jump. I mean, like, everyone does that. So, the best way to B-hop is by having a scroll wheel that has no friction. So, basically, it's a roller. So, when you roll it, it won't stop. It doesn't have those that clicky sound effect that you would hear or feel. So, if you have one that's frictionless, your B-hopping would be, like, it would be very good. Because you won't be able, because there's nothing preventing you from stopping. You're just constantly moving. Yeah, it's a friendly Huggy. Usually, I would not be happy about this, but because of training, I am perfectly fine with it for one.
Right.
But yeah, those are all the loop spots I would highly recommend using if the sabotage is active. This one's okay. I've actually never used this as a loop, but I'm pretty sure you could make it one.
Whoa.
I think the hardest part would be where this tree is. Because this is a tree out a lot of boxes if you use this for cover. It's gonna be actually, oh no. Oh, you can do that, never mind. You can see over there. Yeah, so yeah, you can definitely do that as a loop. You can just like see over the box and see where the monster's going. And make your movements accordingly to where the monster's going. So yeah, this could definitely be a loop. What's another really good spot I would highly recommend using for a loop against no escape? This spot's okay. I only think this spot's okay because I've had a lot of friends use this spot against me and they've died. But I have seen people use it very effectively. So this spot is only just like varies on who's playing, varies on the play style. But this is definitely an effective loop if it's in the right hands. Like I've had people use it as a loop and then immediately go for here, which is understandable. But the problem with doing this is that, let's just say someone was playing boxy, you just grapple them, get a couple hits off, they don't die. You simply just jump through the vent and they die. So that's the only reason why it would be ineffective. But against Huggy though, Huggy and Mommy, it might be effective. But yeah, it kind of varies. I've seen people use this really well and people not use it too well. So it's basically just, again, reading out how the monster's gonna play. If you know how the monster's gonna be playing, this spot is very effective because you can basically predict what the monster would be doing and automatically just take the escape point. But again, it's a risky spot. You just gotta use it properly, and it'll be very effective.
Yeah, definitely.
Every other spot, I wouldn't say it's too effective against no escape. Like another one I would not recommend using would definitely be here. This spot's not too good because
they can jump
Boxy Mom.
through. I know.
They can jump through. They can jump above it. Like, there's not really, it's not really an escape point. It's mainly just here. Like, I wouldn't use this against no escape. You'd most likely die. Like, if you're gonna use it, I'll just use it and don't even use it as a loop. Just head straight to here and head to the ramps, this loop or this loop. That's what I would use it for. I would not use that one spot alone as a loop. I would just use it as a pathway to a different. That's what I would use it for. But yeah, that's all the. Those are all the loops I would highly recommend using against the Monsters No Escape. This is one final one, which I know you know of, is this train area here. This spot's also effective, but it's also risky because, again, boxy mommy. But if you use it correctly, very effective. It would be very, very effective. What I like to do is that I like to cover the ground. That's what I do. I don't ever really go on the stairs unless I'm just seeing where the monster is, or if I have to go up the stairs. So let's say the boxy jumps over through the vent, then I'll take the stairs and jump over the railing. That's the only time I would ever do it. I would never do it in any other circumstances.
Oh, whatever.
But yeah, just practice loop spots. Like your best bet for like physically practicing it is that I'd recommend like getting a couple of friends on, get one of them to play monster with the no escape, and then just try practicing those loop spots. See like how long you can last for. See if you can last at least 40 seconds, because that's when the sabotage wears down. You want to last for at least 40 seconds, and then you're good. If you can last longer than that, that's great, because that proves that you are capable of doing it longer for distraction. But yeah, those are really good spots for monsters, I would say. Not monsters, loops.
That would be very difficult.
So yeah, I would highly recommend getting a group of friends on and get one of them to play monster and just practice those loops against them. That's your best way to practice them. Because practicing those loops with randos is just not good. Because randoms are they're not good. They're really not that good at the game. So they're not gonna know any better about like jumping through vents, grappling through vents, or anything like that. They're not gonna know any of that stuff. So there's no point. I guess you could also use this train spot as a loop. Like if you go right here and you just jump right through.
Oh yeah.
This could be used as a loop, but that's kind of a last resort thing. This is gonna be off topic a little bit, but let's just say if the monster doesn't have no sabotage, if it doesn't have no escape, this spot is your best friend. Because all you can do is just camp behind this puzzle and you can have door control literally, well, you can't reach that. But you still have door control. And the monster can't do anything. Even if they grapple or jump to this vent, you can still just trap them in here. So this spot it's your best friend. Your best friend if the monster has no sabotage or no escape. Also, there's one thing to mention. I'm in this Mystic once. Don't ever stand here. If you're using these doors, don't ever stand here. Because I've been grappled to this vent several times, and I've been punished for it. So that's why I said you use this as cover. It's like here, this guy's gonna go all the way around. You use the third person to determine where they are. They're nowhere near us, but yeah. You also like hug this wall too. Like I like to hug this wall sometimes to see where the monster's going, and then judge accordingly to where the monster's going. Also another good tip for the power sabotage that we just encountered. Trading. I had this tactic that I taught my friends called trading. So how this works is that you would have 2 to 3 people on the breaker, and because only one person can have the breaker at once, your best bet to deactivate it is by trading survivors. So let's just say, like I was down there and you were up here, and I got chased and I got pulled off. You can actually get the breaker from the bridge.
Yeah,
It's a really off
yeah,
angle, but you can.
Yeah,
Yeah. So like, let's just say I got chased, right? You can put your hand on the breaker,
yeah,
and immediately trade me. It's a really good way of getting rid of the sabotage very easily and very safely. See that box?
Whoa.
Oh.
Wait, what? It just.
Yeah, just boxy. Yeah. This is why I said you should get your friends on the practice, because random people just don't know what they're doing. It's sad. Oh yeah, so here, I'm gonna teach you something cool here. Okay, I've used it to do with my friends several times. There's this little railing. You can jump on this railing and you can use it to simply hide in this corner.
Yeah.
Or use it to simply escape.
Oh, I know this.
It's pretty effective. Like if you can do it fast enough, it's super effective. Box is not happy with me.
Alright.
Oh, and this box is looking.
What is he doing?
Okay, there I am. I'm playing mind games with this box, so he doesn't know what I'm doing. But yeah, that's all basically to cover for the loops for the no escape. If monsters don't have no escape, it's very easy enough to run away from the monster. The problem here, and comes down to what I mentioned earlier slightly, to like why survivors basically will get a guaranteed win no matter what, is the fact of how monsters are very, very reliant on no escape. So basically, monsters can only surely secure a kill if they are running no escape. You can run on this and sabotage and still get kills, but the problem is that because there's so many doors, so many handles, so many grapples, etc., because there are so many, including like the bee hopping thing with the handles, the only way to really get a for sure kill is by using no escape. If a monster's not using it, you have so many ways of just simply denying the monster. And that's why it's hard to play monster. It's because there's just so many ways. Like all these different escape points, different glitches. You can even use this and use the bridge as well, as you already know.
Yeah.
And again, like even the bridge can be used as a loop, because you can just grab this
Oh yeah,
and not in third person.
Yeah, I know that.
And simply just use this as a loop as well. But again, that's if again there's no sabotage. See, this box is not happy. Yep. This box is a rookie, I can tell. He sees me. He thinks I'm through the wall, which he won't be. He's not wrong. He just can't hit me through the wall.
He's still chasing you. Alright. What is he doing? Oh, alright, I see.
So yeah, so like this is like probably the most. So this walk around, trophy, and actually maybe not and this area here, walk around, is your best friend on this map, and trophy room is your best friend on theater. Those two spots will give you a guaranteed escape no matter what. As long as you know how to loop, these will be your best friend.
Right, please.
Like monsters won't be able to do anything against you. Sabotage or not, they can't do anything. You can even like improvise and go all the way around here.
Wait, what? Wow.
Oh, I think it drops down somewhere. I think it drops right here. Yeah.
Oh.
So like you can even get to other areas and basically make this one massive loop. However, it is risky because you are exposed. So like Huggy can still hit you up there, Mommy can still hit you up there, and like it comes down to if you were ever gonna use this whole railing area. It's like here, let me get up here again. If you're gonna ever use that whole railing, it's the fact how you know that they can't do anything about it. If they can do something about it, then I would probably not use it. I would stick with the cover. So let's just say like they go through the vent, right? They go through the vent trying to chase you. Then that's when I would say you can do this.
Oh.
Is to go all the way around. That's when I say you'd probably do it, because that way you can cover a lot of distance. A lot of distance and in a very safely fashion.
Right.
So let's see if Foxy can actually like get a head off from here.
No.
I feel so bad for this Boxy. Swung like 50 times and didn't get a single hit off of me. I feel so bad.
It's just so
But yeah, like, there is something I would mention. If the monster is in no escape, never resort to this. And I mean this. Never use a spot for no escape. You'll die. Like, I've tried so many times. You will die. I have yet to find anything effective against no escape on this. Except for this, of course. If the monster's clueless against actually using the abilities, then yes, then it's effective. But that's it. That's literally the only exception. If you're going against professional monsters, I would highly not recommend using that spot.
alright.
You'll just die. Okay, this box is not happy with me. I think I broke him. He's trying to be like all friendly and all, but at the same time he's trying to kill me. Yeah, I broke him. He's taunting now. That's funny. Because he's just sitting there waiting for me. But yeah, another thing I will mention is that where the monster spawns, if you're when you're doing puzzles here, it's a very dangerous area because of the no escape. And the reason why it's so dangerous is because the only way to really escape this area is like using this door. Now, and this can again be used for what I mentioned on theater in the basement. So what I like to do, and this is only if the sabotage is refreshing or they don't even have it in general. Again, I would have my hand here and I'll be camping this area. This will allow me to see all the way around with third person. If they go here, I close door. If they go here, I close door. Now, they can actually get through this area quick enough to kill you. But that's on you if they kill you, okay? You have to be like at least a millisecond faster. You have to be slightly faster than them to survive this area. Because Boxy and Mommy can grapple through it and still reach all the way around in time. You just have to be the one that's faster. Right? Because the door will open somewhere when the monster is like right here. So it's basically like a foot away. If you can immediately close it, you'll be fine. It's risky, but it works. Right? And again, I would not go to this area if no escape is active. Unless you're going for walk around. Going for that, fine. But like if you're using it for any other escape points like here, the bridge, I guess a vent down there could work. This vent would not work at all. But yeah, I would only go here for walk around if the no escape is active. If you're doing anything else, you'll just die. There's nowhere to go if no escape is active, except for walk around. Same thing for like the belts. That's why the belts are so dangerous, because there's not really a way to even escape to begin with on belts, because you can just jump over it. And having no escape, you basically gotta take the right route. If you don't take the right route, depending on where you are, and you take belts, you're just dead. So yeah, basically avoid this area at all costs when the sabotage is active. You'll just die.
Alright.
I have made that mistake so many times. Trust me, I have yet to find a way for it to work.
But
Don't-
sometimes it's kind of work for me. When I
Like it works against randos. That's all I'm saying. But against like actual professionals, like you could use that as a semi loop, because there is like a small loop where you can kind of camp the vent and the monster has to improvise which side to go. Like it's a risk. That area is just simply a risk. So yeah, you can queue in for monster now. I can show you some stuff as monster, what I like to do. Camp underneath the belt, and the monster can be on top of you, and the monster will have to decide what to do at that moment. So you could use it as somewhat of a loop. It's just dependent on how both players play, right? It's basically whoever messes up will lose that fight. It's basically how it works. If you're both like even, it's not gonna go anywhere. So it is effective, but there are ways of getting around it. It really depends on how one plays it. Right, like, I don't know, like for me, I just always die that area. It doesn't matter how I try, because like Boxy can jump over or through it. Mommy can, again, grapple through or grapple over it. But Huggy, however, could be slightly effective, because he doesn't have anything to really counter it if he messes up. But he does have that range, so he'll definitely get like at least 1 to 2 hits off of you before. There is something, because I noticed. Okay, how about here? Question: who's your favorite monster to play as?
Bossy or Huggy.
Okay, so for Boxy, I can help you out with a lot. Huggy, I can't really help you too much, because Huggy's he's very limited. Like, he doesn't have a lot of stuff that can help him. However, there is a really good thing for Huggy I can teach you on theater. And you might already be aware of it, because if I recall correctly, one of your teammates was using the exact same strat.
No. You mean they can jump through the hole, right? The gap, the big gap.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Huggy. Are you familiar with the patrolling for Huggy? One of your teammates was using it, I believe. Do you recall one of your teammates during the tournament where whoever I can't remember who was playing Huggy. It may have been Wackety, but I could be wrong. One of your team members was playing Huggy on theater, and what they were doing was that they were patrolling the 4 puzzle pillars nearby the main stage. So they were patrolling the one on the stage, 1 in the main area, and 2 in the basement, below the stage. That tactic, don't worry about your fine.
I didn't hear you what you're saying.
Oh, I didn't hear. Okay, so with Huggy, there's a patrolling tactic for him that's very effective. One of your teammates used it during the tournament. I can't remember who your teammate was, unfortunately. But one of your friends in the team, they used this exact same tactic with Huggy, and it's effective. So there are 4 puzzle pillars, it all kind of in the same area. So there's 1 at the main stage, 1 right in front of the stage, and then 2 in the basement below it. Huggy can patrol those 2 areas super effectively. Here, like queue in for monster. I'll show you if you get it. Actually, I should be able to show you regardless, but you can practice it as Huggy on this map. And you can do this with any monster. it was Huggy, Boxy, or Mommy. They are all very effective again with this patrolling. So because the reason why it's so effective is because the survivors have to go to those puzzle pillars. Like there are more than 6, but they have to go to at least like 1 or 2 of them. So patrolling those 4 would deny the survivors from getting even a single puzzle pillar or even a puzzle part if you do it correctly. That's why Huggy is highly effective against for this because of his sprint. Right? If survivors can be highly exposed to this tactic, which would allow you to get some easy kills here and there. It's very effective against delaying time too. So let's just say you're like in the tournament, right? And your objective is to win by time. Use it. It will definitely help you with that. Yeah, I'll show you the 4 puzzle pillars you can do this with. Hold on.
That's a monster.
Oh, you're a monster. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I can show you exactly where to go.
Oh, alright. Should I bring no skateboard? Whatever I want.
Do Huggy or Boxy? It doesn't matter. This patrolling tactic I'm going to show you is very effective against any monster. It's very good for every monster. I've done it with Boxy. It's super effective. So yeah, I'm coming to the left hand.
You mean lobby?
Right, head back to the stage real quick.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you're good, don't worry. So I'll show you the 4 puzzle pillars. This one. And if you go down the stairs, you can also patrol this one and this one across here. So because the survivors, they have to go to at least one of them. At least, right? To get all 6 toy pieces. So if you patrol those 4 pillars, you're gonna not only be pushing them off, but you'll also be getting a couple of guaranteed kills. So basically the pathway that I use is that, let's just say we start here, right? I will check this puzzle pillar. I'll see if the music is playing. If it's not, I'll head up the stairs. And then if there's no music playing here, I'll move past this and see if there's any music playing here. If no music is playing, you repeat the process. You jump through here. Check this pillar. You go here. Check this pillar. And then you repeat. So if you keep doing this, survivors will be getting pushed off of the pillars and you'll be getting killed. Right? Especially here, right? Now here is not like the best area to get a kill, but this area is the hardest to get because survivors is such an open area. Right, so especially also here. If I was like right here, for example, and you came out on stage, you can sprint me, and I can immediately die. And that's why this is so effective. If you keep patrolling in this pattern, you'll get at least the whole lobby wiped, and prevent from doing puzzle pillars. Also, another thing was Huggy, and this can be applied to all monsters as well. You can do this with Mommy and Boxy with this patrol strat. It's really good for Huggy though, because of that one-shot potential. But you can use it for Mommy and you can use it for Boxy. It's just less effective, but you can use it. And this is another thing that you can say for all monsters is that, let me show you something here. Cause I've made this mistake, especially in the tournament against Racketeam. Is loops like this. So remember that loop I mentioned earlier?
Yeah.
Like right here. Usually, if a survivor is looping you here, just leave them. Like just outright just ignore them because you'll be wasting so much time with them. Now, if you can get a kill on them, then well, go for it, of course. But if you're unsure about getting the kill and you know they're looping you, just leave them. Go for a different target.
Oh, alright.
Right, cause like here, like let me try to go in the middle. Just try to simply kill me. I want to see like how you actually do this.
Oh right. No, I see.
I get like, that's why I do because it's super. Why am I teleport? This? Why am I teleporting? Oh my god. Spawn?
This is Asia. Oh my god, your leg is so hard. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Worse than this, so don't even worry about it.
Oh my god.